I'm doing a job by number with a voiceover of me reading a book because I like reading my doll books. And this is Monster High Ghoul Friend. Who's that ghoul friend? There we go. Sorry, there's a sticker over it because I thrifted it. Anyways, this is chapter 1 of the book 3. Wax splashed softly against the cold stone floor as 6 fashionably clad feet tiptoed along the candlelit corridors. Left, right, left, right. The wrought iron heels, copper boots, and wedge sneakers moved in military-like unison. Quiet, but for a faint sound of the storm raging outside, an eerie tension gripped the space. Flames flickered, fitfully condensation clung to the window, and the unmistakable scent of staleness flourished. A smooth green hand emerged from the darkness, grabbing hold of the tarnished brass doorknob and pulled. High-pitched squeals erupted from the rusted hinges as the attic door opened, revealing a dark stairwell. Whether by fate or by choice, ever since our arrival at Monster High, we found ourselves protecting the school. But tonight, I think we can all agree that the stakes have been raised, Venus McFlytrap, the daughter of the plant monster, said somberly, her jaded complexion and bright pink and green hair shimmering in the candlelight. So, before we go up there, I just want to know one thing. Are you ready? For clarification's sake, when you ask if we're ready, are you referring to finding Headmistress Bloodgood, thwarting the anonymous forces wishing to control Monster High, or confronting the spider ghoul in the attic? Rochelle Goyle, a petite gargoyle from Scaris, inquired in her usual formal manner. I'm pretty sure they're all connected somehow, but seeing as we're second way from heading into the attic, I'd say the spider ghoul is the most important, Venus responded as the vines around her arms bristled with nervous anticipation. Spider ghouls have always fascinated me. With 6 hands, they are natural multitaskers. They can simultaneously brush their hair, floss their teeth, apply makeup, type an email, carry a handbag, and pet the dog. If you ask me, it's très impressive, Rochelle said as she lifted one of her granite hands in the air. Of course, having said that, depending on the spider ghoul's disposition, 6 hands could also make her a very lively adversary. She could literally throw a stapler, a casket ball, a book, a lamp, an eye coffin, and a shoe at us all at the same time. Bottom line, Rochelle, yes or no? Venus tried to make her loquacious friend focus. Loquacious. I don't know what that word is. Yes, Rochelle replied as she pulled her long pink mane with teal streaks into a bun, showcasing her small stone wings in the process. By the way, paragraph 13.3 of the Gargoyle Code of Ethics clearly states that when in the company of candles, long-haired ghouls must pull their hair back to avoid follicular fires. Follicular fires. Why do I always use so like big of words in this? It's a child's book. Okay. I guess it's like a tween. Anyways. I'll be sure to try and remember that, Venus said carefully before turning to Rebecca Steam, a beautiful blue and black-haired ghoul crafted from a copper steam engine by her mad science father. What about you, Bex? Are you ready? You needn't worry if you didn't bring the proper hair accessories. I always carry extra rubber bands and scarves, Rochelle interrupted. They may not match your outfit, but as we say in Scaris, I don't know. Safety before fashion. Thank you, Rochelle, Venus barked dismissively, and then raised her eyebrow at Rebecca. Well, of course, ideally one would have both safety and fashion, Rochelle once again interjected. Rochelle, enough about candles and hair and fashion. In case you haven't noticed, I'm trying to talk to Rebecca, Venus exploded in exasperation. Boo la la. No need to get your pollen pumping. I was only trying to help, Rochelle chastised Venus, who promptly rolled her eyes in response. So, Bex, are you ready? Venus once again asked her friend. Jeepers creepers, ready feels like an awfully strong word. I think sort of ready or kind of ready is more appropriate, Rebecca babbled, as small clouds of steam puffed from her copper-covered ears. Rebecca, if you cannot accompany us to the attic, you needn't worry, Venus, and I can handle it, Rochelle explained calmly. Or, to do precise, I am 6'8" to 75% certain that we can handle it. Sometimes I think you just make all these statistics up, Venus mumbled under her breath. More French. A gargoyle is nothing if not honest with her statistics, Rochelle huffed and then grabbed Rebecca's warm metallic arm. Now then, we shouldn't be gone too long. Oh no, you misunderstood me, said Rebecca. I might not be ready, but I'm definitely coming with you, ghouls. How could I not? We're Headmistress Bloodgood's only chance. So much had happened in the short time that Rebecca, Rochelle, and Venus had been at Monster High. Why, only the semester before, the threesome had battled the Whisper of Power, powerful spells that robbed students and teachers alike of their abilities to think for themselves. And though the perpetrator of the whisper, Miss Flapper, claimed to have been under the spell as well, the threesome remained unconvinced by her innocence. However, they were the only ones. By the start of the following semester, it had appeared as though everyone at Monster High had forgotten about Miss Flapper using her whisper to control the school. Even the appearance of the dolls of doom and fluffy white cats, traditionally considered signs of bad luck, hardly elicited a response from the student body. In fact, it was not until the arrival of the notes and graffiti warning of an ominous them that the alarms were sounded. Yet even so, Miss Flapper continued to avoid the shadows of suspicion, at least until tonight. High winds, pounding rain, and splintering strands of lightning had barreled through Salem, knocking out the power, stranding students and staff on the Monster High campus. Eager to keep her captive campers entertained, Headmistress Bloodgood had allowed the Hex Factor talent show to go on as planned. However, at 9 p.m. sharp, the show took a most unexpected turn when the Dead X zombie arrived. The slow-moving corps delivered a letter which shortly thereafter was read to the student body and the teachers. Headmistress Bloodgood had been taken by normies and would not be returned until a wall of erected around Salem, effectively imprisoning the town. As fear and anxiety swept through the school, blogger Spectra Vondergeist had made a shocking confession to Rebecca, Rochelle, and Venus. Having spotted Miss Flapper sneaking into the attic on numerous occasions, the violet-haired ghouls had decided to check out the oft-forgotten space for herself. And though Spectra hadn't a clue what to expect, she was rather surprised to find a spider ghoul up there. The sound of the shuffling feet captured the ghouls' attention, instantly walking them from their recollection of their events earlier that evening. Hey, a soft male voice called out. Cyclops, a tall, lanky boy, stepped into the faint pool of light cast by Rebecca, Rochelle, and Venus's candles. With his shoulders slightly hunched, the naturally timid Cyclops flashed his friends and dorm mates a quick smile, having weathered the whisper and its aftermath with the trio. Cy had more than proven himself as a trustworthy friend. Oh, Cy, you're here, Rebecca squealed happily as she threw her arms around the one-eyed boy's shoulders and squeezed. Cy, normally alabaster cheeks, turned pink and the touch of his faithful crush, Rebecca. I hardly think this reunion warrants so much enthusiasm. You only left Cy 10 minutes ago, Venus remarked warily to Rebecca. Cy, were you able to locate Madame Flapper? Rochelle inquired as she tapped her granite claws against the base of the candles. Bits of wax splattered around haphazardly. Prompting Cy to crouch down and cover his face with his hands. Sorry, but when you have an eye as big as I do, you worry about things getting into it. More French. It's one of my most irksome gargoylism. I tap my claws without even realizing that I'm doing it. Rochelle apologized. Sorry, that is my coffee maker. It's okay, Cy replied as he stood up straight. And as for Miss Flapper, she is in the cafeteria with Jennifer and Scalita. Jennifer Long, the dragon from Fangji. I cannot read their Monster High words. And Scalita Calavera, is that her name? Calaveras. A Calica from Hexaco, that one's better, had been lured in by Miss Flapper's charm immediately upon arriving at Monster High. Rebecca, Rochelle, and Venus couldn't quite tell whether they simply idolized the fashion-savvy teacher or were in the throes of something more sinister, like a spell. Jennifer and Scalita are both pretty freaked out by the so-called normie invasion, so I doubt Miss Flapper will be going anywhere for a while, Cy finished. It's almost midnight, Venus said after looking at her watch, so I think it's time to head up the stairs. She continued before starting up the stone-walled passageway. Littered hazardly. Why is it not hazardly? Anyways. Haphazardly? Oh, is it haphazardly? I still don't know what that word means. Along the edge of the steps was an odd array of school paraphernalia. Everything from trophies to outdated microscopes to deflated casket balls. However, unlike most items stashed away in unused corridors, these were not covered in dust, but rather in smooth and shimmery strands. At least we finally know where the spider webs are coming from, Venus remarked, surveying the surroundings. I always thought it was très bizarre that for all the webs we see on campus, we hardly see any spiders. Outside of the small cluster in the dormitory, that is, Rochelle added. And don't forget that some of the dolls of doom and notes had spider threads on them, Rebecca squeaked, shaking her head nervously. Geez Louise, is high school always going to be this stressful? The spider ghoul is clearly involved with what's been happening on campus, but the question remains, who is she working for, and what are they ultimately after? Venus trailed off in frustration. Well, obviously she's working with Miss Flapper, since Spectre saw her coming up here, Cy responded in his usual soft-spoken way. Yeah, but do we really think it's just the two of them? Venus countered. Venus, Rebecca stuttered nervously as they ascended the stairs. Yes. You know I hate to be pushy, but what exactly is the plan here? Are we simply going to introduce ourselves to the spider ghoul and inquire what she's doing at Monster High, how she knows Miss Flapper, why she left notes, graffiti dolls over campus? Rebecca babbled rapidly without stopping to take as much of a breath between words. Technically speaking, I don't actually have a plan, Venus replied slowly, laboring over her each word as though that would make the information more palatable. Okay, more French. What was that you said? Rochelle called out from further down the stairs. I said I don't have a plan, or at least not a formal one, Venus admitted grudgingly. Paragraph 80.7 of the Gargoyle Code of Ethics maintains that mission leaders must have a plan for beginning the task. Therefore, I vote we pause our activity, formulate a plan, and then re-engage, Rochelle explained, her voice growing louder as she caught up to Venus. How long is the Gargoyle Code of Ethics? Because it's beginning to feel like there are sections on everything from flossing your teeth to breathing, Venus grumbled. It's 1,714 pages long, and yes, there are sections on both flossing and breathing, Rochelle retorted. Now, about the plan, should we stop and write something down? I just so happen to have both a pen and a piece of paper on me, not to mention excellent handwriting. Write something down? You can't be serious, Venus moaned. Gargoyles are always serious. Or haven't you heard? Cy mumbled under his breath. What if the spider ghouls get angry? After all, we are barging in on the unannounced, Rebecca worried aloud. What if she knows a martial art? I heard spiders are naturals at Gujitsu. Gujitsu, where on earth is this coming from? Venus blustered. She has 6 arms. How will I protect? Rebecca paused and then gasped, having remembered her mechanical pet penguin. Penny, where have I left her this time? I hope not in the washing machine again. All that spinning gave her such a headache. Penny is in your dorm room, along with Rux and Chewy. Ruse. Did I ever figure out what the word is? Because I keep calling it Rux, and I think it's like Rue or something. Anyways. Sai reassured Rebecca while pondering what a funny trio the pets made. The always hungry houseplant, Chulene, perpetually happy Griffin, Rue, and the eternally grumpy mechanical penguin, Penny, definitely made the interesting group, but then again, just look at their owners. Listen up, ghouls and guys. I know this is scary, but if this spider ghoul has anything to do with Headmistress Bloodgood's disappearance, and I think we all suspect she does, then there's no time to lose. Venus explains as the stairs came to an end before the wall of web curtains. Intricate designs containing the school's crest, birds, and vines adorned each of the silk sheaths covering the entryway to the attic. Rochelle, we could use your claws here, Venus called back to the small frame gargoyle after noting the stickiness of the webs. Shouldn't we know or ring the doorbell or something? Rebecca mumbled anxiously while fiddling with her sapphire hued hair. There we go. First of all, there's no doorbell. It's an attic. And second of all, you can't knock on spider webs, Venus explained logically. Dearie me, the situation really has put a bump in the bonnets because now my head won't stop buzzing, Rebecca whined. As the sharp-clawed Rochelle sliced through the weaving, she winced in pain. So exquisite with the design that she thought them more spectacular than anything she'd seen. And scare miss. Or crococanal? I don't know. But that said, something for Rochelle's absolutely adored both fashion houses. Following a few minutes of meticulous work, Rochelle made her way through the newly carved opening in the sheaths. Do you see her? Venus whispered to Rochelle as she disappeared from view. 5 long seconds passed without a sound. Rochelle, are you okay? The plant ghoul called out in an unusual high-pitched voice, adrenaline strung through her thick green vines. But again, there was no response. And that's the end of chapter 1. Sorry that for the majority of this dot art, which who knows if you're even paying attention to that my hand was covering it. I did switch sides at the end, but apologies. I didn't even think. And anyways, this is all. I didn't finish the number 2 space. That's what I was doing. Oh no, they're labeled number 1, sorry. The lighter brown color. So stay tuned for the next video when I end up doing, maybe finishing up number 1, but probably not because there's a lot of it. Who knows? Anyways, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for not only more dot art, but also the second chapter. I don't know when it'll come out, but stay tuned for that. Anyways, MacPep, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy. Let me know your thoughts on the video. But yeah, bye.